Shalom, Israel. Brother Elder T. Hayman, back just doing a follow-up and giving you some words of encouragement and exhortation. Pray that this message finds you in the Most High's perfect peace and just doing all well. As I mentioned to you that I was going to do a follow-up and tell you about the Holy Armor Ministry website and specifics on my thoughts on the day that they're celebrating in this world that they're celebrating Thanksgiving. And I'm not going to go into a long dissertation, but I want to just visit the website, and so I can show you, brothers and sisters, that if you care to have this information and follow up on it, you could actually just go to holyarmorministries.com and get this information. It's a brief detail. So let me turn this camera this way. I'm not sure what you can see in here, but I'm actually holding this with my hand. I'm going to holyarmorministries.com, www.holyarmorministries.com. Okay? And when you go to Holy Armor Ministries, something happened, that error there. Let me do it right, do it again. www.holyarmorministries, that's right, .com. I actually hit a comma. That's why I didn't go the first time. So it should come up here. holyarmorministries.com. And what we're looking for is this information here that talks about man's tradition. So when you go to this, there's some menus here, a drop-down menu. Where's it at? You can't see it this way. And when you go to it on your... so what you're going to do is go to... Where is it at? Okay, the Raw and Uncut Gospel. It's a tab and a link, and you just click that link, and you go down to the link that says... pardon me, the baby's in the background crying. You click Man's Tradition. When you look on Man's Tradition, it's some information here for you. And what it says, I want to read to you what it says so you can see it all. I want you to see it all yourself. It says, and Colossians 2:8, it says, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ." All right, so we need to look at what tradition is. And what people are doing today is basically just been passed down from one generation to the next generation. But does the Most High, has the Most High ordained this, and does the Most High want believers doing this? Does he want with those who call themselves or identify with being a Christian, does he want you doing and celebrating this day? Okay? Now, tradition means the handing down of statements, beliefs, legends, customs, information, etc. from generation to generation, especially by word of mouth or by practice. So we see the whole world practicing what they call Thanksgiving. A story that has come down to us by popular tradition, and that's exactly what it is. Number 2 says something that is handed down, the traditions of the Eskimos. 3, a long-established or inherited way of thinking or acting. The rebellious students wanted to break with tradition. 4, a continuing pattern of culture, beliefs, or practices. All right? So you can just go, like I said, go to this link where it says Man's Tradition, and I'll just scroll down a little bit. I'm not even sure how much you can see with the way I'm holding the phone here, because I'm using my phone to record this video. But I want to go down to where it says, it gives a synopsis, a summary, an overview of Thanksgiving. So right there it says evil holidays, man's traditions, and being very, the word I like to use, I like to say I'm being, I guess, considerate, and I don't want to be distasteful, but man's traditions and his holidays have been set up by Satan himself. All right, so you got all these things from Christian holidays or ancient pagan feasts that were ushered in by the Roman Catholic Church during the rule of Emperor Constantine. Constantine was a pagan sun worshiper who had a Christian experience, a quote-unquote Christian experience, that wanted to unite his empire, both Christians and pagans together. He achieved this by rewriting history and renaming pagan feasts with, notice how he said Christian names, all right? Okay, so in the Bible, I know it says the word Christian 3 times, but the Bible is the Israelites' book, And, you know, when it says Christ, a Christian, it means one that is to be like Christ or anointed, okay? Valentine's Day, Mother's and Father's Day, Easter Sunday, Halloween, all these things. Now let's look at Thanksgiving real quick. And this is just a brief overview of it. The pagans in Rome celebrated their Thanksgiving in early October, all right? The holiday was dedicated to the goddess of the harvest, Ceres, all right? And the holiday was called Cyrilia, if I'm pronouncing it right, Cyrilia. The Catholic Church took over the pagan holiday, and it became well established in England, where some of the pagan customs and rituals for this day were observed long after the Roman Empire had disappeared. In England, the harvest home has been observed continuously for centuries. In our own hemisphere, among the Aztecs of Mexico, the harvest took on a grimmer aspect. Each year, a young girl, a representation of Exalinen, if I'm pronouncing that right, the goddess of the new corn, was beheaded. The Pawnees also sacrificed a girl in a more temperate mood. The Cherokees of the American Southeast danced the green corn dance and begin the new year at harvest end. No wonder Chief Massasoit and his 90 braves felt right at home with the Pilgrims' fathers on the day in 1621. Obviously, the idea for this first Thanksgiving did not just pop into the mind of Governor Bradford, as most people believe. On the contrary, Thanksgiving, in the guise of a pagan harvest festival, can be traced right back to ancient Babylon in the worship of Semiramis, which is none other than Nimrod's mother/wife. Okay, so that's just, like I said, a brief overview of it. And I want to go to, go to home really quick. Yeah, visit this website, Holy Armor Ministries, HOLYARMORMINISTRIES.com, HolyArmorMinistries.com. And that's where, you know, we post a lot of the information at. And if you would just go down to Truth Videos, I know those who have seen this, but those who may be new to this, I want them to look at it. Go to Truth Videos. When you click on Truth Videos, you will see that these videos are going to pop up here. The internet's going kind of slow here for some reason. Trying not to respond. Using my hotspot here too. Just gotta be kidding me. Okay, it's loading up. Give me 1 second. While that's loading up, probably already long enough into it here. I'll upload this. While that's loading up, I wanted to read something to you, brothers and sisters, out of the book of Sirach. And here, just loaded up right now. So let me turn the camera back to what we're looking at, and I'll read. Take about 30 seconds to read what I was going to read to you. All right. When you go to here, the Truth Videos, you click that link right there, and you will look at this video right here where it says the origin of Thanksgiving. That's part 1. There's part 2, and there's part 3. And they're quite long because these particular lessons we looked into and that we put on video last year, and you know, we studied on them during the Sabbath service, and so, you know, it's a very great insightful, in-depth information. I mean, we like literally go into it, and then you can see how, you know, we get down on our Sabbath service and just really dive into the Word of the Most High and really feast and feed on it. So there it is right there. There's the link. You know where to go. And Most High willing, I know it's a lot of work. I'm going to turn this back around. It's a lot of work, you know, putting this information together. But I like to go into it and and maybe streamline it to get it to where it's more like, not where you're just seeing the whole particular service, if you will, but you're getting very detailed information that would edify one and teach you. So anyhow, let me go ahead and read what I said out of the wisdom. I think I said, yeah. So it's the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. I want to read from verses 19. All right, 19 to 23, and it says the Most High's lesson for Israel. Now, Israel, the Most High told us to be set apart. You are a set apart people, and more often than not, Israel done the wrong thing over and over and over and over again, and it's no different to today. Our people are just very, very hard-headed, and not that it's just our people. The world is that way, and so once you begin to know your purpose and your role and your destiny, Most High willing, you humble yourself and do what's pleasing to the Father, as opposed to just doing things your own way. So without further ado, I'm gonna go right into it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verses 19 through 23, and it says the Most High's lesson for Israel. Verse 19: through such works you have taught your people that the righteous must be kind, and you have filled your children with good hope, because you give repentance for sins. Verse 20: for if you punish with such great care and indulgence the enemies of your servants and those deserving of death, granting them time and opportunity to give up their wickedness. Verse 21, with what strictness you have judged your children, to whose ancestors you gave oaths and covenants full of good promises. Verse 20, so while chastening us, you scourge our enemies 10,000 times more, so that when we judge, we may meditate upon your goodness. And when we are judged, we may expect mercy. All right. Now, when you go down to verses 23 through 26, it says this: therefore, those who lived, and this is speaking of the punishment of the Egyptians, but I want us to liken this to just hard-headed people, a hard-headed nation, people who not listen to the Most High, who don't know the Most High. All right. And don't care to know him. They want to, the wicked, again, they want to put the ways of the Most High behind them. So it says this, verse 23, therefore those who lived unrighteously in a life of folly, you tormented, it says, through their own abominations. So when you go into, keeping with this tradition of Thanksgiving, man's tradition that was passed down, who came from Satan, who really, it's really satanic, okay, if you really want to know the truth. But the problem is brothers and sisters, and I'm not speaking to those of us in the truth who do what the Most High say, most people can care less about the truth, all right? People are going to go the route of least resistance. They're going to go right along with the flow of things, all right? They're not going to break ranks and put themselves in a place of being ridiculed, because the world, it's so much pressure, and they can't take it. All right. And ultimately they don't want to be embarrassed or seen as different, or they having fun and pleasure in it. Okay, this is family time. So anyhow, it says, verse 24, for they went far astray on the paths of error, accepting as gods those animals that even their enemies despise. They were deceived like foolish infants. Therefore, as though to children who cannot reason, you sent your judgment to mock them. But those who have not heeded warning, listen to this, those who have not heeded warning of mild rebukes will experience the deserved judgment of the Most High. For when in their suffering they became incensed at those creatures that they had thought to be gods, being punished by means of them, they saw and recognized as the true power the one whom they had before refused to know. Therefore, the utmost condemnation came upon them. So with that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to end this video. I only wanted it to be 10 minutes. I'm at the 15-minute mark, and I pray I'm able to upload this. But I pray that you brothers be encouraged and uplifted and empowered in the faith. Thank the Most High for another opportunity, for the breath of life to be living a set-apart life, and to rehearse and practice the righteous acts and the righteous deeds. All right, so with that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to wish that you brothers and sisters have a blessed rest of your day. Look forward to the Song of the Sabbath. It's a wonderful presentation. It's about 7.5, 8 minutes long, and thanks be to the Most High. I finished it about probably it was about 4 o'clock this morning, and then I sat down and read the word and feeding on the word. And at this time, brothers and sisters, those who are afflicting their souls, I'm with you. In prayer and in the spirit. And you know what? Let's not partake in none of this wicked, satanic holidays, the construct that the world follows after. Come out of her. Come out of her ideology. Come out of Babylon. Come out of her mindset. And Most High willing, as the Father continues to strengthen us, we'll come out of her physically, and we will soon see Zion. With that, I'm going to say be blessed, stay strong, Salah, and armor up, and Shalom, Yasharallah. Love y'all.